Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your March 2022 General Tarot reading. It's Rena here. I don't know how many fellow Sages like or love March like I do. But yeah, I really do. I knew I shouldn't have picked that card. I wanted to pick this card. See? See the difference? First thought, best thought. Oh, we have some good cards. And remember that for Sag in March, the month is dominated with Pisces energy because it's the sun is in Pisces for the first 3 weeks. So that it forms a square with Sag. And that is stuff happening in the 4th house of home and family. Well, you might love your home and all of that and love your family, but it still might, for the average Sag, be kind of a mixed bag where, because it's water energy and you want to feel more like the fire of the Aries, which is the trine, which is much more cooperative. So that happens at the end of the month. So the end of the month, things should start feeling a lot better if you feel a little bit out of sorts at the beginning. The central theme or the heart of the matter is the 9 of Pentacles. This is a card of financial self-sufficiency. I would just say like abundance in general, but definitely there's the angle of, do you have enough to support yourself? Do you feel like that's something that kind of bugs you? And of course, if something bothers you, the first thing to do is to really investigate what is truly going on for you at a deeper level, because that can identify the themes that are involved here. And it might be something, completely understandable, but also coming from an outmoded pattern. If you tend to have trust issues and you don't want to rely on a partner, that can simply be because you've been hurt in the past and you're afraid that that person's going to, pull not pull the wool over your eyes, but kind of pull the tablecloth off, have all the dishes fall out all of a sudden. And when you really trust in whatever you are presented with, you don't feel like there's a calamity waiting to happen for you. And so you don't need to have this false sense of power or security by necessarily being financially independent, especially if you're somebody who wants to start a family or something like that. I think for a lot of women, that's where they feel very vulnerable, because I'm sure, women of childbearing age who are a lot younger than I am have been raised to be like, don't ever rely on a man, have your own money, do all this stuff. But then when you get to that point where you're going to get pregnant, you might not be able to work, or you might have to work part-time. So at some point you have to surrender to that need to control everything. And of course there's other aspects of this. It can be like if you're getting divorced and you're like, I want this lifestyle that I've been accustomed to. Then the 9 of Pentacles is like, yeah, okay, that's nice, but can you take care of yourself? If you didn't have this level, if you were living in a studio apartment instead of a 4-bedroom McMansion, could you be happy? So it's more than just, can you afford it? Can you be happy? And if you can't, then maybe those are the values that are askew. The past position is the Wheel of Fortune. So that can be, and that's another thing too. The Wheel of Fortune is connected to Jupiter, which is our ruler as, well, in my case, the sun sign's ruler. And so Jupiter is currently in Pisces. And Pisces is that fourth house for Sag. So it might have some kind of connection to that. But in May, Jupiter is going into Aries. And so that'll be Sag's fifth house. And that, I think, is much more copacetic. I think that's the word they used to use. It's a lot more something that we feel good about because it's dealing with a house that is a firehouse, and it's all about fun. It's all about creativity and love. And it's just, with Jupiter, it's like more and more and more of that, and expanding those things. So yeah, so the Wheel of Fortune can be understanding that there are cycles in life. Maybe you're coming into a more positive cycle in the recent past. And I do think when Jupiter goes into Aries in May, that Sagittarius in general will be feeling this. I'm going to do a video about that, and how it affects all the signs. So look for that on my channel in the near future. The higher message is the King of Cups, and that is a card of the man who is trustworthy, who is, whether this person is chronologically older than you and you feel like you're being taken care of by this person, or if this is, this person could be even younger than you, but they're more emotionally mature and they're not manipulative. So if you have trust issues, it might be because you've been manipulated before, and you don't really believe when somebody says something that they mean it. So the point of this higher perspective message is that you have nothing to fear. This could be a father or a father figure. It doesn't have to even be still in the flesh. Could be somebody who has crossed over, who is it's like, I was going to say, going to take care of you. So watching over you, obviously, but there's that sense with Jupiter and with the Nine of Pentacles that there's nothing to fear, even like financially. That you're being provided for, maybe the universe, and even like God. I think the King of Cups, I wonder if they ever connected to God, because to me that would be perfect, that since God is often depicted in the male kind of a way, like a father. What crosses you is the King, the Queen of Pentacles, but so it's in the challenged position. Whether I pick this upright or not doesn't matter. I'm reading it like a reversed card. And this is a card where there is this, maybe this financial, kind of reminds me of the Empress in reverse, where the person is not handling money well. The person is, and with the Queen, there might be resources coming in, but the person is squandering those resources. Why is this person doing this? Maybe they're self-sabotaging. This might be another person, though. Here we have the King and the Queen. So if there's something going on in family, within the family, the mother could be the culprit. The mother could be using money as a tool of manipulation, or this could be the stepmother or mother-in-law. And that, that is a big one with the Nine of Pentacles. If you want to stay independent, this person can offer to quote-unquote help. And I often think these people kings and queens can be narcissists. And of course there are strings attached. They may present it that they're not, but it's like you have to pay for it, whatever it is. So make sure that you are willing, if this is something going on, that you're willing to take that into consideration. And it's interesting too that the Wheel of Fortune is in the past position, because it's kind of like somebody who smells blood in the water. I don't know, I'm trying to say something less gruesome, but even on a positive end, if you have had some good times or successes, and somebody reemerges to kind of try and make you dependent on them, you really see that dynamic very clearly under those circumstances. Like, they can't really be happy for your success. They're always trying to make you dependent on them. These are the kind of things I'm talking about. But in any case, that because the Wheel of Fortune, because Jupiter is in that fourth house, this may have a direct connection to the mother or the stepmother or whatever, or the mother-in-law. And actually the in-laws is a different house. I think it might be in the 9th house, but I'm just looking at it as the archetype of the mother. What is coming in is the 5 of Wands. This is combative energy. And, sometimes these things happen. Sometimes they're orchestrated. Sometimes people do things so they can have an excuse to fight. In the world of narcissism, we call that supply. They're trying to get supply. And they contrive arguments. They do things that they know you're going to object to, so they can fight about it. You don't have to take the bait if somebody's trying to make something happen. So there's something with you being independent financially, or, I could even see like starting your own business and somebody not liking that. Maybe that Queen of Pentacles is your boss. The outcome, now I did get this card. I shouldn't have picked this because I was looking at another card, or I was feeling another card that I wanted to pick. This is a card of anxiety. So this might be the cautionary tale. If you allow things to go on, then you have to accept that there could be some negative outcome, because that's just the way that it is. It's like you're not, Sagittarius really need to value freedom above all else. If you're one of those people that is easily bought off, money is too important to you, then you're going to have to deal with feeling like you are bound and that you can't do it. So I picked an additional card, and I picked the 10 of Cups. This is happily ever after. This is a card of like a happy family. So it's a card of marriage. Like I said before, if you have been independent, you may be afraid to kind of commit. I didn't use the word commit, but in seeing this card, that might have been what was going on, because you have your own life and you feel like, hey, I can support myself. Why do I need to get married? And not seeing that there is a good reason for it. And maybe there was somebody who was kind of discouraging that, like a mother or stepmother or future in-law, and you decide to choose happiness that you deserve, that you're deserving of it. Okay, that's what I have for you, Sag. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.